Today we talk with Prim, a popular event runner in Rec Room, someone who released their own album, and a TikTok creator with over 2 billion with a B views on TikTok. But it was not easy for them. Imagine being late for your own IRL album release show. We'll talk about what it takes to make music, how to get over stage fright, and how similar musicians and YouTubers are in today's social media landscape.
Prim, how would you describe yourself? Like, what are you known for, or what do you do?
I guess I'm known for a couple of things around Rec Room, but more specifically, people know me for my events, whether that be my music events or just my involvement in other broadcasted events. Specifically, we do a lot of concerts, which is my main thing, and that's what I'm known for. I've also had involvement with things like the Player RR event, where I'm not sure if you were involved in that saga at all. There was
Not
this
that one, no, but there's like multiple.
mysterious player that nobody knew who it was, and it was a guessing game. And we got told by a player, hey, can we make an event? And we turned it into this cool broadcasted event where everyone could sit and see the live reveal in game. So I think we had about 2,000 people for that. It's crazy.
When I recall seeing something about that not going over quite too well, or well, since you were actually
definitely
there,
not. Yeah,
it went over well.
the event itself broke for a couple of people. That's one of the biggest problems with broadcasting events. They don't work the same way a normal event would, because we are ghosts in the eyes of everyone
Right.
else. So
Right.
for us,
You're
we sit in a
broadcasting.
room. Yeah, we sit in a room. Have you done a broadcast event before for Retcon or something?
Yeah, I've done. I
Yeah.
want to say 2 of them. You're kind of like in
Yeah.
this zone, and within that zone, you can't do specific things. Like
Yeah.
you can't get gifts or
You
something
can't
like that.
grab
There's-
things, and you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of limitations to it. So things like if I were to press a button, like a CV1 button, it wouldn't happen for everyone. It would just happen
Mhm.
for our instance. So therefore,
Mhm.
we have to have circuits that then brings it onto other people's instances. And a lot of the time, because I've only just really got into CV2 for the broadcasted events, they've went wrong in some places, which is totally understandable, but really annoying.
Can you hit a button in an instance and have stuff happen in a different instance?
Yeah. All the
Really?
time. All the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the biggest events I've had recently, I guess, was the Player R event, where everyone would go into this room, and it's a room with screens in front of you, and it's
Mhm.
clips from different rec tubers going, I think Player RR is this person, or this person, or this person. You got mentioned once in that. People thought you were Player RR. And then eventually we pressed a button in our instance that collapsed you, because you were kind of in front of a tools
Mhm.
building, and that would just collapse in front of you. And then you would
Mhm.
go into another room, which is kind of an alleyway, a video would play, loads of flashing lights, and then the player was revealed to be Toaster. That didn't go
Mhm.
so well with the community, but people enjoyed the event, which was my main thing.
Why do you think that was?
Toaster,
Or are you allowed to say?
I'm definitely allowed to say it. I
Okay.
don't think Toaster, you love me. The Save Rec Room. I'm sure you've heard of Save Rec Room.
Was he?
Toaster
okay,
was responsible for starting that, which is where a lot of his controversies come from.
Okay.
I think his
didn't know that.
intentions initially were well, but then it came onto people suggesting, what if we review Bomb Rec Room? And it's like, that's not the right way of going about it.
Mhm.
Let's be friendly. We love Rec Room at the end of the day. We wouldn't be playing it otherwise.
Gotcha.
So I think that's where a lot of the backlash came from. But in terms of my growth, people loved it.
One of the reasons that you reached out to me, and you said you had something coming up for RecCon, and you wanted to kind of like, I don't know if you wanted to just talk about it. I'm assuming it was an event.
Yeah, so we're hosting an event called Bigger. It's all surrounding my new album On the Way Up. I recently released. We've created this huge live broadcasted concert for everyone to watch. I am self-claiming it as one of the biggest events of this year's Retcon. I've been working on it for a while now. We started planning it sort of as we were making the album. We had this idea of, what if we had the ideal budget to create a concert? What would we do? And so as I was writing the album, which was been 2 years from now, we've been writing this show, and eventually it's gotten to this point where I've started creating a Rec Room. People follow me in Rec Room, and I've got access to broadcasting. So we have this wonderful opportunity to be able to put on that no budget show in Rec Room. So that's what we're doing.
That sounds awesome. I guess truly within like Rec Room, you don't have to worry about a budget in a way. other than like
Definitely
CPU budget or whatever. That's very interesting. Now, is it going to be like a live thing, or is it going to be like a pre-recorded thing that's played?
There's going to be 3 people on stage, 4 at a point. All of that is live, but the audio and what everyone's hearing, my voice, that is all pre-recorded. There
Gotcha.
are 2 separate audio tracks because we do an EU UK show, which is one time, and we do a US show that's, I think, 5 hours later. Those have 2 separate recorded audios, completely played live for both with my band.
That's really cool. I've seen, Rec Room's done a few kind of little concert things, but it kind of sounds like you made music pre-Rec Room.
Yeah. So I started making music outside of Rec Room. The Rec Room was never the goal. There are a couple of people who are like, I'm a Roblox artist. I was never a Rec Room artist. I wanted to be like a regular artist.
You wanted to be
like
an artist, and then you found Rec Room, and you said, let's kind of take that and
build on top of that. Totally. And it's such a great tool, such a great tool.
How do you get over stage fright?
So I've been doing this for a while now, a very long while. School plays, I think especially were the sort of breaking grounds for that. I always wanted to be an actor. That was my number one thing, and I wanted to be on a stage, whether that be a Broadway stage or a West End stage or whatever. I can't tell you when that switched, but I started listening to music more, and I was like, wait, maybe this is what I wanted to do. So I started writing musicals initially. That it didn't work out. A lot of things happened that made me either afraid of writing another one or just demotivated to write another one. So I began work on this album. I played a couple of shows live, like in person, not Rec Room. I played one just after my album release to a small audience, about 40 people. And the stage fright is totally there. But once I get into it, and I'm done worrying about it. The lead up to it is awful. I remember that day.
Like, I can imagine the jitters, like just like the nervousness of like walking up on stage and about to do that.
And that day, as I ordered the Uber to come pick me up with the lights, they got to me after about 40 minutes. I was already late by this point. It's my own show. I'm sat outside of this lighting depot with this huge box of lights. Literally, he had his elbow on the window and went, "Nah, mate, it's not going to fit in my car." So I had to wheel this 40-kilo box through London, and I'm shaking, and I end up crying because of how much it's like moving and almost goes into the road, and it's so much money if I lose those lights. Eventually, I get there, I set them up after having trouble setting them up, and I get on that stage, and I put on, definitely not one of the best shows I've ever put on. I've put on better, but for me, that was special because it was for my album. So I think the stage fright is totally there, but once you get over it, you get over it very quickly.
What I want to ask you about, like, the process of making an album and making music. Like, do the lyrics come first? Does the music come first? Like, and you have a band. Like, who, how do they contribute? There's so many questions.
Yeah. So making this album especially was one of the hardest things I've ever done. I guess it comes from, so writing the musicals, it's so much easier to write for a story than it is your own personal experiences, because writing a musical, you're writing from either a character's perspective or the sort of the overarching theme of it. Like, you're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. It's speaking about the Grinch, and it's this character that doesn't have feelings because he's a character. But when you transition that into your life and the people in your life, I name drop people in my album.
Okay, is that okay to do? Like, I would think that's not something to do, but
for me it was important because there was these names on my mind that I'd known for either years or had broken up with me or whatever, and in this song called Messy, which was the first single for this album, which I premiered in Rec Room. We can get to that afterwards, but I premiered that in Rec Room, which was such a cool way of doing it. I name drop an old friend, Ezra, my ex Felicity, and the girl that I loved, Olivia, and I name drop all of them within 40 seconds of each other. Which
you're just like, hey, you.
Which is wild. And we were at Messy summer last year, and it didn't come out till February this year. So I guess sitting with that, through having those lyrics and having those emotions, then the music comes. You have to try to match the emotions of the song while trying to stay within your genre, which to me, I guess, was rocky, dark pop kind of stuff.
You're saying you have the lyrics first, and then you're trying to make the music match
Definitely,
the
yeah.
attitude of the lyrics, essentially.
Definitely.
That sounds like what you're saying.
Most of the time, the lyrics will come first, and then the song comes afterwards. Other times, it will be I have like hundreds of voice notes on my phone of me terribly singing at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and then we will write the beats of the song. One of the most crazy examples of that. So we were sat in a concentration camp, and
hold on. When you say that, okay, when you say concentration camp, I just want to make sure you clarify, because I think I know what you mean.
In like a museum-y sort of a preserved concentration camp, not an active. So like.
Wait. Do you mean an actual? You went to an actual like a museum?
An actual one, yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant an actual like a camp you go to.
No, yeah, I mean
like a place that you go to concentrate and focus
yeah.
and make music. Okay, so you went to like a museum.
And there was this band that was playing a tune, which then we ended up morphing into another tune and it's the main bass line of my song called Hypnotize, and that is I would say one of the top 3 off of the album that's just come out. And to be able to do that is not only weird and wonderful, but it means you have a story behind it. Because like just then, how you went back and went, oh, you were at that kind of concentration camp, and that's how you wrote the song. That's such a good way to have a story to it, and it makes so much more difference to your song. So much more difference if you have that story and you are able to relate back to that.
How has the experience been, like the releasing of it? Because nowadays it's not like you get signed with a label and make a CD and do promoting and stuff like that. It's different.
It's all
now
DIY.
You have to, yeah. So how has that process been?
It's all online. None of my stuff is through a label. In all honesty, it's been awful.
What does that mean?
As an artist now, you're not expected to just make the music and the fame will come afterwards. That used to be think Queen. For that's my number one. They would make the music, they would go play in pubs or to their local music venue, and that's how they started, and they got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, with the millions and millions and millions of tracks on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever, you're in a sea of people who are making the exact same music as you. They might have so much less skill than you. They might have an equal amount of skill to you. They might be better than you, but you're all on equal playing fields. So now, not only are you expected to release your music because you don't have that team behind you, you are now expected to be the content creator and your manager and your promoter and your booker and everything else that comes with music.
You're not just a musician, you're supposed to be everything.
Yeah.
The entire business.
I think the term is the Swiss Army knife of music.
Yeah. That's a lot of stress. It's kind of like being a YouTuber in a way.
Totally.
You're not just making a video, you are doing
everything with it. Especially the smaller YouTubers, like 5 million now. The bar kept getting raised and raised and raised to what you need to be considered a business as a YouTuber instead of just an influencer or a person or whatever. My sort of claim to fame with that was my TikTok account. I think that helps a lot. I released a remix 3 or 4 years ago of a song called Breeze Blocks and a song called Take a Slice, and I mashed them together, and that blew up on TikTok. 40 billion views later, is
that a real number or a fake number?
That's a real number.
Billion with a B?
B with a B.
That's crazy.
It was like a 15-second clip of the whole mashup, and because of how many times it got reused and therefore replayed, and replay that, songs like AJR's The Good Part or The World's Smallest Violin, they have up to 80 billion views, 100 billion views.
Good lord.
I think Zach's King, what's it? You know who I mean, don't you? The magician that does all the editing.
Okay, yeah.
His video of him on a broom has got about 200 billion views.
Oh, wow,
And
that's an
that's
unfathomable number.
and that's a single video. Imagine the amount of videos with hundreds of millions of views using a sound and how many people that reaches. So that was my claim to fame. That got me to, I think I'm sitting on 290,000 followers right now. I peaked at 310. That's a lot. But the problem is, it's TikTok, and TikTok is
they don't stay.
No, they don't. They don't.
No.
With YouTube, you build an audience, and you have that audience, and they will come back and watch every one of your videos. Most of them.
No, it depends on who you are.
It definitely does. Yeah, but the people on YouTube, the people who subscribe to you are, I think, statistically more likely to come back.
Yeah, they're more invested.
Viewership wise, you can have like 40,000 views, and you will gain what's it, 200-300 subs from that of people who want to come back or intend to come back. I think is that an okay number?
I'll be honest. I don't really know. I don't know. You'd have to ask somebody bigger.
Yeah.
Because it feels to me like it doesn't matter. They don't come back.
Yeah.
But that's my personal experience.
Totally.
So,
it's definitely different for everyone else because they may subscribe to you, especially with Rec Room content. I bet that's a completely different playing field there.
Yeah, because it's a bunch of younger kids who probably they probably all kind of have a TikTok type mindset where it's like on TikTok, you're not a person, you're kind of just like a oh cool, I like this person's content,
cool,
maybe
like
let me check it out or whatever. Oh, you're just a little picture down here that I hit follow
that you hit because most of the time you can't get onto their account unless you hit the follow button first, which is the worst thing ever, by the way. The UI design for that is awful, and it's designed to make people think they're famous, so therefore they keep adding to the algorithm and they keep posting more content and more content because look, I hit so many views on one video, let me post again. I made the stupid mistake of not capitalizing on that when I had the chance. Very
you learn
mistake.
You know.
So I think my
so what is it now? Is it just now? It's just like way down if you post something else?
Yeah. So I went from averaging up to 200,000 a video down to now
much.
It's so many people. It's crazy to about 400 or 500. And
dang.
I can lay multiple things to my mistakes there, which was one, I should have been posting my music. I shouldn't have posted Rec Room content. I think that was a big downfall for me.
Really?
I thought that posting my Rec Room stuff that was using my music or my sounds would do so much better for me. It did so much worse.
Well, I would think that would work too. Like if you made music and you put it with Rec Room, it would. I don't know.
Whether it's the uncanniness of being people on your screen or whatever to all of these regular people. It's Dutch
Oh my gosh! What advice would you give yourself if you were gonna start out? Like what advice would you give little Prim?
Oh, little Prim. What was little Prim wanting to do? You'll make it at some point. It may not be what you're looking for, but it will be in your own little bubble and you'll feel happy enough with it. Just keep going. Yeah.
Just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Okay, so you have Maker Pen, and if you have some sort of invention or something, you can add it to the wall of inventions.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Well, Prim, thank you very much for being on the show. This was a really good conversation.
Thank you for having me.
Where can the people find you, and of course, like, tell them about your album, all that stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. You can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, TikTok, Instagram, anywhere you can listen to music to, or any platform basically. Search a Prim Morrisroe. That's Prim Morrisroe. Work the last bit out on your own. And come into Rec Room for bigger. On the Way Up is out literally everywhere. Yeah.
All right. Well, bye.